In our previous video, we found out how to use the push-pull command and create 3D objects components from single 2D surfaces. And we also found out that each 3D component consists of surfaces and edges. And in order to select a whole component, we need to select the whole thing. Now imagine this 3D block here being part of a bigger model with many other things around it. It will become very difficult for us to just select this component and not pick up other things as well. So in order to avoid this from happening and help ourselves, we need to change this 3D object, which consists of surfaces and edges, into a single block. What I usually do in my designs, I prepare my components a little bit further away from a bigger model, turn them into groups, and then place them where I want. It will be much easier to manipulate them. Making this into a group, it's very easy and straightforward. Just select the whole thing, right click on it and select make group, and this is it. Now I can just pick it up with a single click. It selects the whole thing. If you want to bring it back to its initial state with surfaces and edges, just select it with one simple click, right click and explode, and it's back to how it was before. If I didn't make this into a group and wanted to move it around, even though we haven't covered the move and copy function yet, don't worry, I will explain it in how to use it in a later video. So if I want to move it, I will have to select the whole thing and move it. Otherwise, if I just select part of it or just the face and try to move the object, it won't move. It will move what I selected, in this case the face on the edge, and try to stretch everything else that is attached to it. So this is not what I want, and that is the reason why we need to create groups from our 3D components. There is also one more very important reason why we should make groups of our components, and to demonstrate this I will make an exact copy of it next to it, right there, and also create two new objects, turn them into 3D objects with a push-pull. And what I'm going to do is the two objects on the, you see how difficult it is for me to choose just this one and not pick up parts from the other element. What I'm going to do is transform this into groups, these two elements here into groups, and leave the other two as they are with surfaces. Now let's move these two boxes and attach them onto our bigger box. One box moved and it's touching the bigger 3D box. And now to move this, I will select the whole thing. Remember, this is not a block. Move it and attach it there. Now watch what happens if I try to move this block, move it away from my original block. That's fine, it acts as it should. I moved it away. If I try to move this now, because it has been attached to this surface, if I try to move it, it doesn't move away. It only moves left and right because it has been stuck, it's attached to the other surface. Also, if I try to select my bigger box without selecting anything from the smaller box and try to move it, you will see that it stretches the smaller box along with it, because the two faces are attached to each other, whereas my block here can be moved quite easily without changing anything else that has been attached to it. One last thing, once you convert an element into a block, let me delete this out of the way and this as well. Once we convert an element into a block, the only way to change it, to make changes to it, you see, if I choose the push-pull command, it doesn't let me select the faces to do any changes. If we want to change it though, don't worry, just double click on it. You see everything else has been grayed out, and I'm now in the group editing mode, and now it would let me make the changes that I want. Select tool, click anywhere outside, and we're back in our original state. This is still a block with the changes we have made. So I do really suggest changing your 3D components, converting them into blocks. It will save you a tremendous amount of time in your overall designs, and also I will show you another aspect of blocks when we are assigning materials onto our objects.